All right, guys, so Sean and I just got done playing musical cars, and that sucked. Had to move Tony's car here, black car for a customer that we're waiting on a granite swap for. Had to move those over because I'm like, that stuff, literally I'm waiting on parts for 3-4 weeks. I'm like, I'm not waiting. I'm going to start my car. So yeah, holy crap, I'm out of breath, but I already have the bumper and stuff off like that. Get it up on the lift here, start draining fluid out, get the engine out, put it on a stand, and then start assessing what needs fixed, what needs taken out. I did notice here, this really got pinched in here, so this might need to be replaced too. I've got the lower mount, which I'll show you guys once you get up in the lift a little bit more, but the rest of it doesn't seem hateful. So yeah, we'll start looking at it here. But okay, let's get it up on the lift and go from there and assess how bad all this really is. Well, I got the car up. I already took the transmission fluid out, but I wanted to show this, which I think I showed in another video, but that dress-up bolt had no give in it. Like, it just said, nope, I'm not breaking. So this is smashed in a little bit here. I bought a whole new one. I think we could bend this out, but I was like, well, if it's getting true body work done, we'll cut this out, and it's spot welded in actually. But I bought a whole new piece, which was actually like 130 bucks. What does suck is this is brand new here. It looks like that's bent. It might just be the rubber pieces are just bent. It looks like this is, which was brand new. I had just bought this for the AC, so I'm gonna have to get another one. I think it's, obviously it's not leaking. The AC still worked, but if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna replace it. But you can see, that's supposed to be flat. It's not supposed to be angled back. So this took a hit, but these things are a tank. So I could realistically weld that back on, but I think I'm just gonna get a new intercooler, and I'm actually going to, probably will weld that back on, and I'll put it on her car, which is out there because I got a billion Supras as a point all over the place. You can see how much it was shoved up to, literally shoved up into that. So it hit hard there. The rest of it seems okay. Again, as we pull more here, we'll know. About to do coolant next. Yay, Sean. Coolant sucks. Has anyone got a good idea or a good way to take coolant out without it going everywhere? The other thing is, I got to figure out this. The car has never leaked oil. I'm hoping it's just a front main seal. Something finally let loose there. I'm hoping. I put those brand new coilovers on it, and our coilovers, brand new valve covers on it, and I hadn't checked it once I got back from the beach. I put them on just before I left for the beach. I don't know if the valve covers caused it, which I doubt it because they're PHR ones, but something caused it to leak, or I cracked the pan. But I doubt I cracked the pan and it leaked that fast because literally the car turned off and never ran again. So like, I'm hoping I didn't crack the pan or somewhere else, but it looks like it's coming to the front and going back. So I'm thinking it's been leaking for a minute the whole way down to the beach. I don't know if that's crankcase pressure or something. So once I get the engine out, I'll really inspect it. So thanks to my buddy Sean and his brother Mark, which are both my buddies really. I don't know why I say it that way, but because they're brothers, I met Sean beforehand. We got a good bit done, considering that I didn't want to do anything today. We're supposed to hang out. But the radiator's out. Started cutting the lines for the tucked fuse box setup from Kaizen Motorsports. I'm going to talk a lot more about this because there's going to be more we're going to do while this is all part. Jose has helped me a ton over the years. I actually attribute a lot to what I've learned when it comes to wiring because of him. Wouldn't know a whole lot if it wasn't up to him, and he didn't have to help me over the years, so I always try to be appreciative to him. And you guys will hear in old videos, like, again, I would give him shit. He was terrible with deadlines for years, but he's gotten much better. He's still my favorite person to make fun of. Love you, Jose. Anyways, taking a lot of that apart, took the AC out, and it, yeah, for some reason, just had like a random leak. Guys, I don't know how that happened. Don't know how that happened. Anyways, so came out of there, all the intercooler pipes off. So for the most part, it's all pretty good. My buddy Sean was cleaning up. I think is it this one? I think only one of them was damaged, like had marks on it. Like something that you can visibly see. This here, right there. It's not hateful, but again, it had a rub mark on it. I don't think I'm going to recoat it. We'll see. You know how I am. This is down below. I just always powder coat the stuff so it all matches, and then it's easier to clean up. So instead of it being a raw aluminum, but the rest of it looks fine. I've been very fortunate so far. Like the radiator's not bent up at all. Back here, the lower rad support did get messed up, but I am going to replace it. Like I said, I've got a new one, and then this did get damaged. So if you look here, it got a little bent, and then over here really got bent. It's unfortunate because that was brand new. It was brand new, unfortunately. It doesn't leak or anything, but I'm going to put another brand new on it because I just put one on before. So, and insurance gave me the money for it, so I'm going to cover it with that. But I will say this, after working on that factory car, let me put this up a little bit. After working on that factory car and then working on Tony's car here, I've learned that it is nice when you eliminate everything. It is very nice when you work on everything, or eliminate everything, because yeah, just this is going apart a lot faster. I thought all the fluids are out, started taking stuff off, and I'm like, don't have a whole lot. Take the catch can off, pull the wiring out. Now I do have to de-pin inside because of the tucked wiring harness. It's not on a Deutsch connector, so I have to de-pin it. Not the end of the world for me. I know what to do, but that's about it. Take the few hoses off in the back. This is drive-by wire, so nothing there. I mean, there's not a whole lot. This makes it a lot freaking easier. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate this right here. I'm going to go away from a traditional power steering to an electric power steering. I will be going over that in detail. I'm sending out to a place in California. They're going to modify it. So I won't need a tank anymore. Won't need this pump. It'll be off a Prius power steering pump. And it's a little bit different in the fact that all the stuff is inside the car now, which they said is a little tight. So I'm going to have to work with it and see how we get it all in there. I'm going to try and drive it off the PDM. This way I don't have to use their box and their logic, and I can make a table with inside the Haltech to control it all. Again, it's pretty generic, so it should be a ramp up, a duty cycle kind of thing. We'll see. I want to talk to the guy who makes the box and do all that, but I don't see why we can't. I know it takes some amperage, but if I have to use 50 amps, I'll just get a PD16. I know it seems insane, but hey, why not? I mean, I'm doing everything else that seems a bit crazy. Might as well do that too, right? So I've got a ton done because this thing is so easy to work on. This is actually amazing. And got all the power steering off. You can see the AC condenser, radiator, all that's out. You can see even better now how I smashed that up there. Again, realistically, it's not the end of the world. If this was a regular car, I'd probably just bend it back, but because it's this car, I want to fix it. And you can see it's just spot welded in. So I bought a whole new piece and it can just be welded back in. And then the engine bay will just have to be sprayed, which the whole thing will most likely be sprayed because I want it to all match. So there is that. I'm also removing all the lines here, so all the AC's out. I've got everything over there. Once these other cars get out, I'm going to stack everything on this side, put some cardboard down. I think eventually I'm going to have to get another one of those shelves, something maybe skinny to put over there just because I need some more room. What else here? Oh, I did take all the power steering stuff out, and I'm not sure I'm going to hold on to it for now. But the car is going to go to electric power steering, like true electric power steering. I'm going to use a Prius pump inside the car. It's an electric box. I think it takes up to 60 amps though. It's pretty crazy. We'll see if it actually needs that. We'll see if it needs to pull that much, but that's how much it can pull up to. See how it goes. So I won't have a pump here anymore. No tank, no lines, no fluid. I'm really weird. The less fluid I have to have, the better. So it's just going to look weird because you can see the AC compressor here. I'll have to drill out the center of this and there's a pulley you put on it, and I forget which belt you need. So that'd be pretty cool. But I won't have to clean up the top of this now and make this look pretty. So maybe paint it or powder coat it or something. This tab you won't need anymore. So yeah, it's going to show a little bit more, but I feel like it's going to be way easier. If I need to get to anything down below, it's going to make it a lot easier to work on. Pulled all the stuff back there, pulled all those off. I just gotta de-pin a few things because for this tucked wiring harness here for the fuse box, inside it's pinned directly in, so I'm gonna have to de-pin it and pull it out. I know where they're going to because obviously it comes from this side and then it goes over there, but that's the only way I'm able to pull out the wiring harness there. So nothing too crazy, but that needs to be done. Pulled off the lower mounts and stuff here. So lower mounts, wastegate tubes here. AN fittings, top one came off easily. I need to figure out something for the lower because see how short the lower one is? Like, this is insane. So I want to do something with the radiator here. I might see if I can send it back to PHR, but I want to take this fitting and move it the whole way up to the end so it gives more room because the line for the lower rad is just too short. On her car, when I had to weld it and do it myself, I was able to use a straight fitting, but because it's such a weird angle sticking out so far, I had to use this stupid 45. So I want to see if we can try and modify that. It's not like PHR's fault. It's just how are they supposed to know? So I want to get it so I can use a straight fitting instead of this and just use this continuous 90 here, make this line a little bit longer, which will help getting it on and off, add a little bit more flex too, because I don't feel like this is enough flex. This is really stiff. Top is fine. It's just that bottom one. Catch can, which I might be selling this setup. So I got the lines and stuff here. It's a custom one I had made because the valve covers I have are for 12 AN. I have 10 AN fittings on it, but I think I'm going to switch it to 12 AN just to not having any issues with blow by, but if it's designed for 12 AN, let's let it breathe a little bit better. Doesn't hurt anything, right? So I'm going to probably switch over to those and get a catch cannon from PHR just so I can let it breathe that little bit extra. First, I'm bagging, tagging every little thing. And if it's stuff I'm not sure of, I'm putting obviously right on it. But the stuff I know what it is, like obviously that's a block up plate, the bolts. This is my horn. I'm going to most likely try a different blow-up valve, so I might just cut this one off because this pipe is literally perfect. I hate to make a whole new pipe unless I can find someone just to replicate this. But then again, it seems silly. So I might just cut that off, Dremel around, get the weld off, and then weld a new blow-up valve on. After getting things apart, I can see some of these lower lines, like this got pinched here. Over here, this got pinched. Could be reused, but I gotta see if I can buy. I'm hoping I can buy this stuff new. If not, I am screwed. The soft lines are okay. The mounts up here were fine. Come over here, you can see the AC condenser where it got bent there, smashed up. See, I'm afraid that's gonna leak. I could try and use it, but that one over there is not bad. It's just a damn shame. It just hit it just enough in that spot. And this was brand freaking new. That's what I'm most frustrated about. This was brand new. And now it's no good. So that's probably the only thing that's really frustrating for me. This was a brand new piece and now it's not. So I guess it is what it is. Yeah, this didn't get hurt. Thank God. The radiator setup is fine. There's no issues there. They had no leaks or anything. So I'm good there. And yeah, I'm going to wait for Colton and we're going to do a few things today just to kind of have fun, screw off. But yeah, this thing is easy as crap to work on with everything removed. I removed removing all the factory things, like just standing here looking at this. And when I come over to a factory car, like it seriously takes 2 to 3 hours to do valve cover caskets on an OEM car because all this needs unbolted. All those tubes that run behind can't get the valve covers. All that needs to be disconnected back there. Lines up here, tubes in between. All the coil packs on this, every single clip broke. I had to repin it all. I bought new clips and had to repin everything. This here, this plastic that runs up and over for your wiring doesn't want to come over. So you have to unbolt it from down below to give slack to bring it up over this way. It's just, yeah. You don't realize, everyone says like, oh, Supras are easy. Realistically, factory form, they're not. Like to work over here, look at the track pump, all the stuff on the TT car, that's all limited. I got to try and get a master cylinder, so I'm gonna have to unbolt that. It's gonna be a bit unique because again, look how much room I have. Like there's nothing here. So it just shows you when you eliminate this stuff, it makes life a lot easier. Cole never said how pretty you fucking are. God, look at him. Look at him. Just right there. Look at that thing.
How hot these bolts get?
Uh-huh.
Hotter than my Tinder profile.
Oh, God. So everything is out. Again, this car had some sort of an oil leak that happened. A week before I took the car to cruise week, or not even so, I put new valve covers on it and there was no leaks. I had it up on the lift and there was 0 leaks. But something happened, and it doesn't look like it's from the wreck because it looks like up here, not from the cam gears, I already took that off, but it's wet right there and I can see wetness here. So I'm gonna take this all off and find out what happened, what caused it. The only thing I changed was actually the turbo, went to a smaller turbo, and then valve covers. But there's no leaks from the valve covers like I used to before. I just wiped this all off back there, but this was covered in oil. You can still see some debris here, but this was covered in oil from those old valve covers. Again, not hateful, but there was definitely some there. Yeah, I want to get this intake manifold off, check a few things, get the wiring harness off and put it into a box for now, and just try to clean a few things up and go from there. I want to get those off the powder coating. Again, I don't want to take too much apart here because I still got some things to do. I'm switching out blow-off valves, so I'm actually getting this up for sale right now. It's a Go Fast Bits blow-off valve. Everyone wants it. I'm saying 150. I've got to cut off this bracket here, so I got to trim around that there and get that off so you guys can use it and re-weld it. Yeah, but this is supposed to be, well, it is the smallest blow-off valve in the market, so it's the most compact. That's why the base and this are 2 separate pieces. It's pretty neat. I'm switching to a Turbo Smart blow-off valve. Just for the fact that I like the way it sounded on her car. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There was no like bad effects. I'm just switching to that. And I might be actually selling the intake manifold. I'm not sure yet. I do love this intake manifold, the way it looks, but I might be switching just because I'm Ryan and I can't leave anything alone. So still debating on that one, but yeah, I'll let you guys know. Yeah, let's start ripping into this thing a little more. One thing I did too is I went to old Harbor Freight and got all these blue towels. They can actually, I wouldn't use these to really detail a car, but they're microfiber is good for storing parts. But they come in a $3 pack with 12 of them. So it's 12 for $3. Hard to beat. So I went there and grabbed them and I got more than enough, but yeah, good. I wouldn't use this on your car paint personally. Use it to clean stuff around the house or store parts. I didn't realize they were that cheap. So went and grabbed that so I can stack parts in one box and just not have to have crap everywhere, because it's going to get dirt and dusty in here. I'll seal up the boxes and just push them off to the side. This way it's not taking up room too. I made a post the other day and they said you need to be more organized, and sure, but I've got 4 cars in here. I've got the shelves. I try to keep things along the wall. It's hard because yes, it's a 6-car garage, but I really need a working table area, which I do have shelves that I made sure were in it. This is a roll cart, so the stuff can move out of the way. I wanted it that ability, but this is like my workbench, so I need to roll it outside to do grinding. It's just you need so much room, and then I need an area too here to like work on engines and stuff. So realistically, it's 4 bays that I can physically use, and I've got kids stuff too. I've got children at the end of the day. So the goal is to eventually get a shop out back, or I have to move. I don't want to move. I really do like my house, but it might just end up being that way. All right, so taking the harness out here, just pulled it out of this side here. So this is all it went into. These 2 factory green connectors, this Deutsch connector here, which I think was for, what the heck was it for? He had it labeled here. Horn, fog, and lights. And then, I don't know what this connector is, Jose, that you have this all go into here. It is wild looking, but I don't know. I want him to explain. Maybe he'll even comment down for me, because I have no idea what this trippy looking connector, why I didn't use a Deutsch connector instead. Like a 4-pin DTP or something. Maybe he can tell me, because I really don't like this connector. One, it's really bulky, but he's going to have a reason for it. But this was for my main lights and then the horn there. But we have a ton more spots open, so I'm most likely going to swap this over to her car, or to, it's pretty much my car. What am I saying? Over to this car so we can get rid of the fuse box and then have a new one made for this. But this needs to go up and over here. So I ran it through there to keep it away. So you can see if I can get this in there. I ran up and over there, down, up, over here to there. This went there as a ground. Not ideal for a ground, and you can see I had to rub the paint off there to get it at least down to something bare so it grounded nicely. Then here, temperature thing, down to a horn, up and over, and you can see some of the mess. I wrapped up wires and stuff. Again, still 10 times better than what it was. The little mini fuse box for like fans and a few other things. Jose did this instead of running me having to get a PD16 just for this. So this was way cheaper. And it's nice because it's sitting up here. If I need to get to it, it was under the headlight, so I can just pop this top off and replace the fuses, although I never had to. And then there's one 125 amp fuse here. Then it ran up here, and I want to say this gimbal makes low light. God, this is so much nicer than my old camera. Then over there, this also runs to that grommet, guys, so you have to go ahead and have all this done too. So this guy here, you're going to have to undo all that and then pull it through. So I'm just going to let you know that little fun fact. But yeah, and I also have this here. This ran over. This goes to the starter. It is a constant. Am I just losing my mind today? A constant 12-volt power source that is then triggered by the ECU. So this has constant 12-volt power. Well, this is constant 12-volt power is how I had it set up actually, which is probably not ideal just because it was running directly over to from a 12-volt lug on the back of the car. So yeah, I'll probably do something different here. Again, this is going to give me some time. And now that we know a lot and Jose's done more of this, I can't wait to clean up the front even more because it makes my life easier. I really would like to get more quick disconnectors because the more I work on this, my hand, working up on the side of this car right here, this fuse box sucks. I just hate it, especially if you have if you have an auto. Like when I work on this car, it is so easy because there's nothing there. There's just nothing there. So it makes it a lot easier. With the pedal being right there, God, my hand is literally bleeding. It hurts. So anyways, I digress. Let's pull this out, and I'm going to finish off this video here soon so this doesn't get too long. Oh, the harness is out here. I can hear the neighbor kid coming up flying. Listen. Yep, he's going to wreck that thing in the neighborhood one day. Anyways, so there's the lights. Again, I'll have to ask Jose, or maybe he'll comment down below. This little connector here I got with the Dual Designs. It allows you to like mount it somewhere, and all Deutsch connectors have this little clip on the back. You can buy these metal ones, or they also have a plastic one is what I usually use. But in some cases I do like this because it like stands up. The other ones sit more flush. Green connector. This is factory stuff. I believe this is for wheel speed sensors here, and this is for the starter. This goes in the aftermarket part. This goes to the other side. Again, you can see the factory plugs it goes into. These ones, this one here, this very top one, is by far the most miserable plug ever. You gotta like press down on it at the very back. It's just, my hand is killing me. This is the one that gives me most trouble. These two are easy, and these two here just are terrible. Power, lights, and again, I had extra zip ties. This isn't what he did. I did it to help keep things away, rubbing. And yes, this isn't a mil spec crazy harness, but I don't mind the plastic tubing. It does add some bulkiness, but this is still 10 times better than OEM. And at the time, no one offered. I don't know if anyone else does. Like, this is something you can just go on his website and like, yep, I'll make it for you. Send me this. And he does. But this is something I asked and begged of him, and he was a little unsure, but motherfucker. Yep. Anyways. So yeah, what else is there? The horn, a few other things, but yeah, I mean, we stripped most of the stuff out. So it just shows how much of the fuse box was dead. But on that note, guys, I'm going to kind of finish it out here so this video doesn't get too crazy. I appreciate everyone's support. I'm really, really excited for this. I'm still bummed that I wrecked my car. My life has been very hectic here lately. The YouTube videos haven't been there. I'd be lying if I said I'm not a little stressed out, kind of just in a weird funk right now. That's not your guys' problem. It's my problem to figure out. I'm just struggling with life a little bit. So I'm going to do my best here. I think once I get both these cars out, I'll feel a little bit more relaxed because these are more important than my car. So the minute that comes in for the transmission, I'll have that done the day, thanks to Colton. And then this here's just waiting on the last few parts. So on that note, guys, thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.